Rain lashed against the windows of my cramped office, mirroring the storm brewing inside me. A crumpled note lay on my desk, the words stark against the cheap paper, "The Nightingale sings no more. Find her." Nightingale. That was Lily Maxwell, a rising star in the English language learning world. Her online persona, the Nightingale, was a beacon of hope for thousands struggling with grammar and pronunciation. She made learning English fun, accessible, through storytelling. And now, she was gone. Vanished. I'm Jack Rourke, private investigator, specializing in the strange and the obscure. Lily's disappearance fell squarely into my lap. Her frantic agent, a wiry man named Benny, had hired me. He burst into my office earlier, a whirlwind of nervous energy, his words tumbling over each other. She was working on something big, Mr. Rourke. A new course, a revolutionary method. Something about unlocking the hidden language within stories. But then, silence. Benny's words echoed in my mind. Hidden language within stories. It sounded like the ramblings of a lunatic, but in my line of work, you learn to listen to the whispers of the wind, the rustle of the unusual. My investigation started with Lily's apartment. It was a small, meticulously organized space, overflowing with books on linguistics, literature, and, of course, English language learning. No signs of forced entry. No struggle. Just an eerie stillness. The only clue was a small, leather-bound notebook tucked away in a drawer. Its pages were filled with scribbled notes, fragments of stories, and strange symbols. Days blurred into nights. I interviewed Lily's colleagues, her students, even her eccentric landlord, a woman who claimed to communicate with pigeons. Everyone loved Lily. She was kind, generous, dedicated. No one had a bad word to say about her. But no one had seen her since she abruptly stopped posting videos online. The notebook became my obsession. I spent hours trying to decipher the symbols, comparing them to ancient alphabets, obscure ciphers. Finally, a breakthrough. They weren't symbols at all. They were phonetics. International Phonetic Alphabet, to be precise. And the stories. They weren't just stories. They were coded messages. Each story, when read aloud and the phonetic transcriptions analyzed, revealed a letter. It was a complex puzzle, a linguistic labyrinth. But I was making progress. The letters were forming words, phrases. A location. An old library, tucked away in the forgotten corner of the city. I arrived at the library late at night, the only sound the creaking of the ancient building. The address from the coded messages led me to a dusty, forgotten section. And there she was. Lily. Surrounded by books, her eyes wide with excitement, but she wasn't alone. With her was a man I recognized from her videos. Professor Thomas Ashton, a renowned linguist, a pioneer in the field of phonetics. He was supposed to be dead. Rumors circulated for years that he had passed away. A recluse in his old age, Professor Ashton, I said, my voice cutting through the silence. I thought you were, he smiled, a chillingly calm smile. Dead? A convenient fiction, Mr. Rourke. Lily and I have been working on something revolutionary. Something that will change the way the world learns English. Lily stepped forward, her usual bright smile replaced by a look of intense focus. We've discovered the key, Mr. Rourke. The hidden language within stories. By understanding the phonetic structure, the rhythm, the intonation, we can unlock the natural learning process. It's not just about memorizing grammar rules. It's about feeling the language, and the disappearance. I asked, my gaze shifting between them. Professor Ashton chuckled. A necessary precaution. We needed time, uninterrupted time, to perfect our method. The world wasn't ready for it yet. I felt a wave of confusion wash over me. They weren't villains. They weren't holding Lily captive. They were innovators, driven by a passion for language. But the note, I said, gesturing towards the crumpled paper in my pocket. The nightingale sings no more. It made it sound like, Lily laughed, a genuine, joyful sound. It was a test, Mr. Rourke. A test to see if anyone could decipher our code. You passed. Congratulations, and then, the twist. Professor Ashton stepped forward, his eyes gleaming. But there's one more thing, Mr. Rourke. Our method. It's not just for English. It works for any language. And we need someone to help us spread the word. Someone who understands the power of stories. Someone like you. He extended a hand. I looked at Lily, then back at the professor. The rain outside had stopped. The storm inside me had subsided. A new storm was brewing, a storm of possibilities. I looked down at the note in my hand. The nightingale sings no more. Perhaps not. But maybe, just maybe, she was about to sing a new song. And I was being invited to join the chorus.